to three. And considering Carl 11 in this over alone, so relative to that, he's really bowled well.
Yes, sir, and has been very effective and has been taken for 11 in this over. So if you took the runs given away in this over out of it, that would even underscore how well he is bowled. So another good delivery. So Baga not equal to the task, but he survives. The final delivery of over number 14, and so that closes out Amanpreet's over, and so it's 90 for 3 with 14 gone.
इसका निकाल ये निकाल के दे क्यों नहीं हो रहा barely अंदर जाता है perfect है.
Gets another good delivery outside, so outside the off stump, so using the seam well is
okay, no, new link.
Yes, Carl, he seems to have a good line of length for the left-hander. It's bowled quality delivery. This one in particular, this previous ball here, has been a Jaffa of the ball. 90 for 3 score, Grover on 5.
Yeah,
so ball tanked into the
okay,
outside.
now you control this one too.
Easy single here for Grover.
Batting, wicket.
Grover's down the track.
Stats.
Didn't time the ball as well as he would have liked, but clearly just using his feet to get closer to the pitch of the delivery and gets it off the square. Picks up a single. He goes up to 6. Struggled somewhat based by his standards. He's faced 12 balls so far. 91 for 3.
Just let me know. I'll do it every over. Do it every over. Yeah.
Oh, go back. Well stopped in the deep. We go for 1, and so Vic doing a lot of work in the deep out at backward point this time. And save what would have been a sure boundary. And well done by Vic. Yes, Carl, we made the point the ball seems to be following Vic. Vic has held up so far. And his ground feeling, he has certainly saved a couple of boundaries that we saw. May have misjudged an earlier catch, but otherwise than that, his ground feeling has been impeccable.
Good seam bowling here by Manpreet. So he continues to bowl well. And his 2.5 overs have just cost him 10 runs so far. He's yet to pick up a wicket, but has been very economical. Quality being displayed, good quality being displayed by Sam Singh.
Yes, Carl, you look at his bowling figure, he's bowled almost 3 overs for only 10 runs. So straight through the vacant mid-on area. And it goes away for 4, but still relatively tidy by from Sam Singh. But a good looking shot from Grover. He goes up to 10. It's 96 for 3.
Yes, Len. The left-hander was all over it on the back foot. It was short. It stayed up. And he hit it out of the middle of the blade and into that straight mid-wicket, wideish mid-on region. And picks up a boundary for the effort. Takes the Kings 11 total up to 96. And closes out number 15, over number 15. And so 10 overs remaining here in the innings. 10 overs remaining. Hicksville Kings 11 having been sent in there 96 for 3.
Power source and everything there. Everybody will come here. That's heavily depending on that. Okay, cool.
Left.
That's why I said if you want I can
16 done, right? No, 15 done.
15 done.
Like when you ask him, he will put it.
Yeah.
Oh, you wanted a monitor?
I have a monitor. Can I get 3 out of there?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
God.
Oh. Bagan, in fact, good footwork in the deep, and it's gone into the boundary now. And so Baga has smashed it away. 4-4. Amanpreet continues.
Put a little bit here. HDMI. Oh, wait. You know what? Can we just move slightly from the from the end? No, table itself. See if it's like careful enough. Move the stand also a little bit here.
So this one is chopped away and down to a third man region. They scamper for 1, and that's all they will get. And so the score moves along to 101. So 100 comes up in over number 16.
Okay, now I tell you.
And
so wow, you don't have control. Huh? You can only do it and talk.
back on strike.
Okay, you will see that. Okay, let him.
He will know when he does it.
Correct.
Alright?
Yeah.
So,
Gurav on
do
10.
your thing, and we will follow you.
Got it.
So adjustments in the field.
Perfect.
So Amanpreet trying to make sure that he is mid-wicket is well positioned. In fact, has a man at mid-wicket and then a man at mid-wicket straight. And so protecting that area is a very strong area for Gaurav. And so now Amanpreet wanting to be sure that he's precise in where he has put his onside protection. He's got a man at short fine leg, backward square, square leg, mid-wicket and straight mid-wicket on the onside. So this one is tugged away. And in fact also has a long on, so heavily protected onside field for the left-hander Gaurav. Nonetheless, he tugs one into the onside for another single. It takes him up to 11 and the score up to 102.
So Dilbag on 6. Very attacking player. You've already see him attempting to go viciously through the onside. Looking to go big and then makes the adjustment quickly. Score remains at 102 for 3 call. 56 balls remaining. We're coming to you live from Eisenhower Park. Good bowling here from Amanpreet Singh. He has contained Dilbag so far. Only 6 in the over.
And Amanpreet has really been very effective bowling here this afternoon, or this morning, bowling his final over in his allotment. And this one is hit down the ground towards long off. And Baga will pick up a single here to close out the over. And so the over concludes with Kings 11 at 103 for 3. And the Dilbag, in fact, the over allotment for Amanpreet concludes 5 overs, no mid, 2 for 30. And so he finishes with a tidy spell, 2 for 30 from his 5 over allotment.
So look at the scorecard. Arun Singh got 49, Gurdeep Singh 15, Jaspinder 11, and another batsman, Gaurav Gurdeep is on 11, and Dilbag Singh on 7.
Good. So you must find the right bowling one. Right? The right bowling one.
Yeah.
Maybe bowling team.
Is it the one?
Try that one so you have it.
No, not this one.
Yeah, there we go. Alright, so those are the 2 we will need.
So there you go, bowling analysis so far. Amanpreet to pick up the ball is 2 for 30 off his 5. So That's the bowling for you.
Okay? So keep those two, the batting and the bowling. Every over flash them.
So Manish Gandhi comes back into the fray here. And Gandhi would have bowled 3 overs, 1 for 18 initially. And so he comes back for his second spell.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
This one cut away for no score. So we're at a crucial point in the game where you would suspect that Hicksville would be looking to put their foot on the gas here. Full toss, hit down the ground towards long off. Protection there. Only a single to Baga, so Baga on the charge. And not able to convert a full toss into a boundary. Picks up a single for the effort. Score goes up to 104, 104 for 3.
You know Krishna? Probably not.
We're into the 17th over.
Team played the first game, won by 1.
8 overs will remain after this one.
I think umpire didn't give the no ball. I was there.
So Grover remains on 11. And called earlier in the season, Hicksville and the Titans, they played a high-scoring game, 226 to 227. It was won by Hicksville. So the two teams meet in the final this time around. We'll be hoping that Hicksville will be hoping that they can maintain that supremacy. Oh, Delbar goes high and hard. Oh, blinded by the sun, they come back for a couple of runs. So ball in the air for some time, it's 107 for 3.
And the ball hit down towards the long on region. And man out in the deep, not able to convert it. Seemed to have been blinded by the sun. The angle of the sun. So
Bluetooth connected.
So Gandhi continues, and Delbar gets a good delivery, has to defend, can't score. So the score remains at 107 for 3. Delbar comes down the track, having a big swing. The keeper standing back. And so that completes over number 17. It's 107 for 3.
Bluetooth disconnected.
So 107 for 3.
Disconnect करे मर जा.
So Saroj Sheikh comes back into the attack. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. Keep going.
So white ball is recorded here. And this one hit well into the onside. So another single is added to the total here. Score goes up to 109.
Where is our speaker which we brought?
109 for 3. We're into over number 18, being goaled by Sarosh
That is yours, right?
Sheikh.
Where is ours?
Up and over, quality stroke, and just eluding the man at short cover. And that's a boundary for Dilbag. Takes him up to 15.
Yes, Carl, a lovely shot from Dilbag Singh. It's 113 for 3. Ball worked into the offside, and another thing here to go back. So score continues to move on here. It's 114 on the board, 114 for 3.
No.
So ball heading down the left side, called a wide. From umpire Ahmed. Ahmed and Joel Tukey, the umpires. So we're in over number 18. 45 balls remaining. Quality delivery here. Gaurav Grover remains on 13. Dilbag is on 15. It's 115 for 3 at the moment. So ball in the air, field is settling on the road, doesn't take the catch, and the batsman comes back for a couple of runs. So Grover goes up to 15. Dilbag is also on 15. It's 117 for 3. This is over number 18. So one more ball, and that'll complete the 18th over. 25 overs the side. And ball driven nicely here by Grover. And they go to Huron. And so that's the end of over number 18. It's 118 for 3.
First ball 4 runs, second ball 3 runs. So it was a wide. Yeah. Then there was a single. वाइड पाती पहले
Wide 141 wide dot 1.
Yeah, dot 1. And then 2.
Yeah, and then 1.
Oh, yeah.
118 for 3. 16 and 15.
So over number 19. Oh, shot through the offside from Grover. Protection out at mid-off And they come back for a couple of runs. So 2 more runs to Grover. He goes up to 18. 120 for 3. So Gandhi continues. Oh, lovely shot. Fielder protect him. And so only a single here to Grover. So Carl, we're beginning to see the batsman beginning to step it up. 40 balls remaining. It's 121 on the board.
So ball hit in the air. Oh, and another missed opportunity in the deep. So the fielders continue to overrun balls hit into the deep. And we've seen quite a few of those today, Len. Another drop catch here by the Titans.
Yes, Carl, the Bill Bag. He goes up to 17 from 15. So a better chance to the man at long on waits. And they go through for a single, so it's 124.
So 124 for 3, over number 19 in progress, being bowled by Manish Gandhi. And Grover back on strike. And he's pulling this one into the mid-wicket region. And good bounce to Sam. Picks up cleanly and gets the ball back in quickly. And so Gaurav very strong in that mid-wicket, mid-on region. Hence the strong protection on the onside when Gaurav is on strike. 125 on the board. And this one is hit well up into, and the catch is taken. So that's the end of Bill Bag. He goes brilliantly caught at backward point, and a clean catch taken by Pankaj Sharma. And that's the 4th wicket here for Kings 11. They're 125 for 4.
120.
Hardeep Singh is the new man in. 125 for 4, 6 overs remaining. Georgie Babu picked up the attack. 3 overs for 27, went at 9 and over. Manish Gandhi is bowled out for 5 overs for 29, 2 wickets. Sarosh Sheikh, 3 overs for 24, bit on the expensive side. Amanpreet Singh bowled out, 5 overs, 2 for 30, and Manpreet Singh, 3 overs for 14.
So Sarosh Sheikh to continue the attack. 3 overs, none for 24 so far. 20 to, he's the man who's been there for some time now. So the set batsman out in the middle. The new batsman is Hardeep Singh. Singh will be at the non-striker's end for the moment. Rather, Hardeep will be at the non-striker's end for the moment. Perhaps makes sense to use the first names then, since there's so many Singhs on both sides.
Yes, Carl, like Kings 11. Oh, shot. Hammered into the onside, over the come box, over the press media stand, and it goes away for 6. Off the bat of Grover, he goes up to 26. It's 131 for 4.
Ball entirely too short from Sharosh, and stayed up for Gurav, and he gave it the charge, slapped it up and over the media center, gone for maximum. This time it goes down the leg side. Could be wide here, we'll wait and see. May have gotten something onto it. And in fact, we get leg bar. 5 overs will remain after this one. The 20th over in progress here. And Sarosh Sheikh, the man who's bowling. And now Manpreet Singh, the skipper, goes over and has a quick word with Sarosh, probably suggesting a different line here to Hardeep. Hardeep, the new batsman. Titans in search of wickets. Kings 11 in search of some quick runs here to cement their position, and Hardeep is walking across and defending.
Every over we are changing stuff, stats and all. If you ask bowler stat, you can bring
132 for 4.
This overlay is good, right?
3 deliveries gone in over number 20. And some bit of work being done by Hardeep. I'm not sure what needed to be fixed there, but seems to be comfortable now, and waits once again for Sarosh. Gets a foolish ball outside the off stump, swinging and missing. And so a good delivery, and so far in this over, other than the first ball being hit out of the ground, a good comeback so far by Sarosh Sheikh.
Yes, Carl, and for your viewers at home and wherever you're watching, oh, flicked away, that's a lovely shot over square leg. And a couple of bounces, it goes away for 4. At the bat of Hardeep Singh, he goes up to 4. It's 136 for 4.
And excellently timed, just on the front foot, just with all the utmost ease, just easing it up and over mid wicket and into that unprotected region. And proves to be a productive shot for Hardeep, gets him off the mark, and the score up to 136.
So we've got 31 balls remaining. We've seen 11 runs in the over so far. We've seen a 6 and a 4 in the leg by. But Hardeep Singh towards the end here. Driven firmly, looking for 2, running quickly. Fielder comes around, can't prevent a couple of runs. Well run, good batting here from Hicksville Kings 11. They close out over number 20. It's 138 for 4.
That's what I saw. Now you know this thing. I'm finding with this equipment. I'm taking it to more to big. This thing we rent from Quick Look.
What do you need? Bowler stat, bowler stat. Put bowler stat. चल रहा है
Mailing center.
Mailing station. वो चल रहा है.
The bowling team one.
1 second.
Bowling team.
The live streaming is working? Don't tell me. It broke again.
Okay.
It broke again?
You gotta.
No, it's
Yeah,
working.
hit it at the bottom.
It's working.
कौन सा वाला नहीं क्या जो लास्ट में
ये नहीं दूसरा भी है.
देना प्लीज.
NLC है ना? NLC? Is that the
NLC? हाँ जी.
Yeah, that should work. Click on that.
Let me forward this.
Oh, you didn't forward that?
नहीं.
So 138 for 4. 20 of his gone. And Sam comes back for his second bowling spell, Carl. So lots of international, well, in fact, one big international game onto the mat. Australia and England.
Yeah, Atul. Because you're using two different.
So Manpreet comes in both to Grover. Grover gets a good slice on this one. They'll come back for a couple of runs. And so 2 more runs off the bat of Grover. He goes up to 28. It's 140 for 4.
Yeah, Atul, I'm totally busy today. Figure out something.
We're in over
evening or tomorrow.
number 21.
put batting stats.
So Gaurav on 28 and Manpreet runs in a game.
Awesome, man. By the way.
Not timed well. This is good bowling from Sam Singh. He's bowled well, Carl. He's bowled 3.2, none for 17. You can't complain.
Where's the other chair?
Yes, and he's been been very economical. Has kept things very tight, very tidy. Has led by example, leading from in front, as they say, and so done well with the ball. Hasn't picked up wickets, but in this format, the limited over format, can't complain about a bowler bowling with an economy rate of about 5 or less.
So we got 28 balls remaining. Hardeep has played a couple of good shots. Oh, shot through the offside, finds the gap. And look at that, raced away into the parking lot. And it goes away for 4, 145 for 4.
Excellent shot indeed. Found the gap perfectly and very well timed. Up and over, takes Hardeep up into double figures as he goes up to 10. And a really good looking shot. And he's looked to be a man with superb quality. Has timed the ball well, struck 2-4 so far. And having faced just 5 balls, already up to 10, going at a 200 strike rate.
So lovely shot, it's 145 on the board. Hardeep looked the part, and Carly's looked like the type of batsman you want towards the closing of this innings. Been quite impressive. Chased the ball outside the off stump, and it's about
145 for 4.
Ladi Production also sponsor? Okay, cool.
Another swing and a miss here. So a couple of dot balls. Comeback deliveries from Manpreet. So he has responded well to after being taken for a boundary. The 2 deliveries previously, previous to these, have come right back with a couple of dots. So it's 145 for 4, 1 delivery remaining in over number 21.
Thanks. So Manpreet, 7 runs in the over. He's bowled well.
What is the other
in fact, not a bad ball. So Manpreet Singh has continued to bowl economically well. Gaurav is on 29, Hardeep is on 10. A partnership of 20, and it's 145 for 4.
हुने यहाँ 12:45 थे JFK लॉरेंस फिर उसके बाद JFK तो गार्डन सिटी.
You know what? लाडी भाई थोड़ा टेंट को तुम लैपटॉप बहुत गर्म हो रहा है. Lift it. Yeah, lift it and put it. पीछे से भी उठाना पड़ेगा. Careful on the wires. Careful on the X wires. लैपटॉप बहुत गर्म हो गया. Hey.
You were taking the equipment to Cork or?
Yeah, no, I'm not sure how that goes. Oh, are you guys going tomorrow? Take it.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, he'd asked me if I want to bring it.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect. गाड़ी आ गया तेरा. इस तरफ डाल दूंगा, उस तरफ राज जगी, इस तरफ तू. ओके हाँ चल अभी देख गाड़ी थोड़ा सही है. हाँ 2000 कम नहीं लूँगा.
So 145 for 4. Oh, Sheikh comes in there to go cleaned up 29, and he's gone 145 for 5.
What
a delivery, a quality delivery. And Grover is swinging for the fences, looking upstairs, head in the air, flailing, and misses the ball completely, and only looks back to hear and see the furniture disturbed. He goes, and it's 145 for 5. A big wicket taken by Titans as Gaurav goes for 29 from 28 balls, hit 1-6 and 1-4 in his innings. It's 145 for 5.
when they come in the afternoon, this has to go long.
Yeah.
Now it's okay.
Is that Jaggi?
Jaggi, yeah. Raj Jaggi.
Sona Punjab restaurant, Nari Production, Bengali Sweets, and Tui Tui.
Tui Tui is the NGO. And you know what? After inning breaks, there is the this called innings break, and you have to always click on
So
score.
there's break in the action, Matt. Australia takes on England.
It's innings break, just press
And maybe Matt can give us a quick run through of
Make sure
what's
this
going
score is
on.
always
Second
there.
T20
Make sure
up in
if it
England.
does- If it takes, let me know.
Not looking too good for the Aussies. 107 for 5 in the 16th over currently. Glenn Maxwell and Wes A guard the crease.
Yeah.
He got 10, and that 10 was a 6 and a 4.
So Jasmeet Singh call comes to the middle with 23 balls remaining. And for viewers, if you're watching in the background, you might be wondering what boulevard is that? Well, that's a turnpike actually. So that's Hempstead Turnpike, and that's on the other side of the very big Eisenhower Park car. I think on the opposite side might be what is it called again? Old Country Road might be on the other side, and Stewart Avenue is on one side, but Hempstead Turnpike is the one that you're seeing the cars passing there.
In the distance, yeah, I believe you're correct, and Old Country Road is down adjacent to the opposite side of where the Hempstead Turnpike crosses. Nonetheless, the backdrop to this Eisenhower Park Field 2 playing facility is the Hempstead Turnpike, which you can see in the distance. Back to the action. Jasmeet Singh on strike. Gets a full toss, hits it in the air, and it's a no ball, and the batter will cross for 1. And so no ball will result in a free hit, I believe. And so no signal yet for a free hit, but no free hit. So free hit not in effect.
So shake continues. That's like a free hit by itself, and it goes for the maximum off the bottom. Hardeep Singh, look at that.
Let's go,
He took his own free hit.
Yes, Leonard, it brings up the 150. It brings up the 150 for Kings 11. A ball over-pitched by Sarosh onto the bat, and he smashed it. He hit it hard and hit it a long way and out of the playing area to bring up the 150 in style. He goes up to 16.
So 153. The last time these two teams played, they scored 225. In fact, 226 and won 227. So 153. Through the offside. Lovely shot. Didn't see that coming. And Hardeep Singh coming and playing a finishing innings here, Carl. He's up to 20 from just 10 balls.
Yes, Len has batted well, and Panka's in the deep where it had to circle around. Couldn't get around quickly enough, and the ball carried into the boundary ahead of him, and so brings Hardeep into the 20s. 157 on the board. Still 3 overs remaining after this one. 12 already conceded in the over, and so an expensive over so far for Sarosh. 157 for 5. 21.3 overs completed here at Eisenhower Park. This is the CCL Championship Days play. Morning division. This one is hit well up and over, gone a long way and out of the playing area. And Hardeep continues to plunder here, Len. He hits another maximum, takes him up to 26 and the total up to 163.
Yes, Carl, you wouldn't see better hitting than that anywhere else. And it's all happening here in the CCL morning final. And Long Island Titans takes on Hicksville Kings 11. And Hardeep Singh on the charge. 26 from just 11 balls. 3 fours and 2 sixes. And they were really big sixes, Carl.
Swashbuckling inning so far. Here he is once again, settling in and waiting, getting a full toss, misses that one completely. Saw foolish delivery coming, pupils dilated, and swung through the line. This time doesn't make contact. 1 ball remaining, over number 22. And now Sam goes over, gives with a word of advice to Sarosh. Perhaps seeing something from the follow-through of Hardeep, and now he repositions the field. Protection now at mid-on. Swing and a miss. Ball outside the off stump. A dot ball registered. And so that completes the over. 18 from it. And so it's 1-6-3 for 5 at the end of 22. So up comes the bowling figures for Titans, and you see the pick of the bowlers so far appears to be Amanpreet Singh, 2 for 30 from his 5. He's complete. Manish Gandhi also 2 for 29 from his 5, and then Babu Gold just the 1 over, in fact 3 overs to 27, and then also Sarosh. He completed his spell, 5 overs, 1 for 54. And then Manpreet Singh, none for 21 from 4. So that's the bowling so far. And there's still just 3 overs remaining here in the innings for Hicksville Kings. 11. So Dananjoy Golia introduced into the attack here.
Yes, Carl, just meet the man on strike. He's on 1, Hardeep is on 26, and Golia given the ball here. Dananjoy Golia. So good ball here from Dananjoy.
Yeah, a couple of dot balls here, Len. Certainly helps the Titans' cause. At this juncture, we're into the death overs here. Only 2 overs remaining after this. Ooh, this time it's in the air. Matt comes in. Can't get there. And so Jasmeet gets away with a single. Going aerial. And being fortunate to not have that one carried to him. Single takes the score up to 164. 164 for 5.
So the hard-hitting Hardeep Singh comes back into stride. From 13 balls, he has scored 26. Let's take a look what he's done. 2 sixes and 3 fours. He has a massive hit in his hand. Oh, there we go. There we go. It's going to go up to mid-off. And Matt takes a catch. Edges from the mid-off, the long-off area. And Hardeep Singh has to go. He goes for 26. It's 164 for 6.
And a confident catch taken by Jalad Dua, who was standing on the straight middle boundary, was bracing the boundary, watched the ball completely carry right into his hands and confidently scooped. And that's the end of Hardeep. He falls for a well-played 26. It's 164 for 6.
That's Bashir?
Yeah, it's Bashir is the little batsman who walks to the middle. Bashir Nouri. So he arrives out to the middle. We'll stand at the non-striker's end for the moment.
So Galia Carr would have done well to pick up the wicket of Hardeep Singh. Hardeep Singh looked very threatening. And Galia in his first over has picked up one. He's given up a couple of runs, but you've got to be quite pleased with the progress towards the 13 ball to finish here. Oh, struck well. Jaladua knocks the ball in play. And another single here, this time off the bat of Bashir Nouri. So that completes over number 23. It's 166 for 6.
While there's a break in the action, I want to take a moment to acknowledge the sponsors of the CCL. They include Raj Gagi, Real Estate, Sona Punjab Restaurant, Ladi Productions, Bengali Sweets, and Tui Tui. It's an NGO, and so we want to thank the sponsors for making the CCL possible. Without their support, this league would not be as prominent and as successful as it's been all season long. 166 for 6, 2 overs remaining here in the innings for Hicksville Kings 11. Kings 11 were put into bat earlier this morning and found themselves at 166 for 6 with a couple of overs remaining. Amanpreet, in fact, Manpreet is the bowler.
So Nouri calling for 2. They come back for a well-run couple of runs very quickly. And so we've got 11 balls remaining. It's 168 on the board.
So both batsmen now on 3. 168, as Len mentioned, though it's still with 11 balls remaining in the innings here for Kings 11. And we've seen a good bowling effort by Long Island Titans to restrict Kings 11, which is a very potent batting lineup, to 168 is certainly a job that they can commend themselves on. And still the work is not yet done. Manpreet Singh. And this one is hit very hard up into the deep, and a well stop at cover by Amanpreet, and now they're thinking about a second in the end. All that results in is a single. So again, a good out cricket by Long Island Titans, keeping things very tight at the deathland.
Yeah, that's a good save from Amanpreet Singh. Saved the boundary as Hicksville Kings 11 push with 10 more balls remaining. Top edged. Well judged catch by number 10. Another wicket goes down. Jasmine goes for 3. It's 169 for 7. Well judged catch there by Mohit Raj. And so Carl's 169 for 7.
Yes, Len, and so the fight back by Titans continue as they continue to pick up wickets here at the death, and nothing can restrict the run rate as much as picking up wickets. We've seen wickets falling by the numbers and falling quickly as a new batsman comes to the middle. Could be, in fact, to try to confirm, the new batsman is wearing shirt number 89. And could be Hamid.
That's Hamid?
That's the new batsman.
So Hamid is the man who comes out to the middle. Nouri? And Bashir the man on strike.
So Manpreet.
No, I said.
Oh, struck well. Finds the gap and it goes over the tape
169
for a maximum of the bat of Bashir. It's 175 for 7.
And really a hard hit ball, smoking drive up and over cover. In fact, it was hit like sort of a flat 6 through the offside, not easy to execute. And so Bashir, clearly a strong man, timed the ball impeccably, and it went all the way. So that brings up 175 on the board for Kings 11. There's still a couple of balls remaining in over number
You can see it
24.
when it comes,
So
right?
we've got
See it,
8 balls remaining. We're in the 24th over, 25 over
You can see what it's
apiece. Manpreet Singh 1 for 30 so far. Runs on the ball to Bashir. And Bashir cracks this one. What a save from Mohit Raj. What a save at boundary, and man hurt himself in the process.
And sacrificed his body in the process. And he's down for the count. And the man walking over to assist him is also limping. And so
Food and water is
now
there. Food will be here.
the Wounded Warrior Committee, Weekend Warriors,
Where is
and
Rajan?
he's down for the count, but looks to be shaking it off a bit. Let's see, stretching, and let's hope it's not anything more than just a temporary situation. It looks to be not too bad for the wear and tear. Back on his feet now, and we're back with the action. 7 balls remaining, 24th
No, again,
over in progress, 176 for
in my
7.
car there is a bag.
Yes, Carl, and the fact is,
Table.
might be quite happy it's only 1 over, so they've challenged Jaladua. And he's made a mistake, and they come back for a couple of runs. So 2 more runs here for Kings 11 from Hicksville. And it's 178 for 7 with 1 over remaining.
Yes, Len, and we've seen really good efforts from Bashir Nouri and Ahmed, who has come to the wicket and has been has given good support. And so these two, probably brothers, Len, Hamid and Bashir Nouri, out in the middle, looking to finish things off here on a strong note for Hicksville Kings 11. 178 for 7.
So Galia, first of all went for 3, picked up 1, given the final 6, and runs interval to Nouri. Oh, that's a good shot. It's gone all the way. You can't set field for a ball that goes over the playing area. Not a good looking shot from Nouri. Nouri, in fact, Bashir Nouri, he goes up to 17. It's 184 for 7.
And what a strike, a very clean strike, productive, needed at this juncture for Kings 11, and I'm sure they have their sights set on crossing over 200. Swing and a miss. Almost a baseball type swing, or golf, depending on your perspective.
Yes, Carl, the golf field is somewhere in this facility, but for now, Bashir is on 17, a big swing and a miss, and so does the keeper.
Pace off, and the pace, and now the fumble in the deep allows them to come back for a second. And my word, we'll wait and see. My wood, it looks like it came off the blade, no signal from the umpire. And so a couple of runs then to Bashir. Keeps him on strike, and perhaps puts Hicksville in a more favorable or advantageous position with him on strike, given the fact that he's been at the wicket to have faced 8 balls so far, 19 from 8, so going at about a 238 strike rate, so hitting the ball very well at the moment.
So 3 balls remaining, they're 186. Where will they end up?
And the wide ball there, that adds to the cause for Hicksville. That takes them to 187, and Len, as we've said, certainly they're probably targeting 200, which is a psychological barrier perhaps. Hit well through the offside, man in the deep, good protection. Armanpreet up in the deep, they cross for 1, that's all they'll get. And
Last ball, huh?
that pulls the total then up to 188.
Yes, Carl, and the position here by Armanpreet Singh is a high trafficking position. You've got to get some good fielders here. Galia? Might have been lucky he got away with a low full toss, and even luckier the batsman would have gotten away with a bit of misfielding. So a lot of luck here. 190 for 7, Carl. Final ball coming up.
So 190, not the worst score. And
Did well, only for one, and that will close things out. 191 for 7, and so not a bad position for Kings 11. They complete their innings. 191 for 7 at the end of 25. So we'll take a pause here. In fact, let you run through the scorecard, Len.
Yeah, Winda got for 49 at the top, batted extremely well. Might have been quite disappointed he didn't get a 50. And we also saw Gurpreet Singh getting some runs. And then, of course, we saw Jaspinder for 11, Gaurav Grover for 29, Dilbag, hard hit, and Dilbag, he made 18 of just 17 balls. Hardeep Singh, he was quite extravagant, 26 from just 14 balls. And then at the bottom there, you see Bashir Nouri on 20 not out and Hamid Nouri on 5 not out. The partnerships, we'll quickly run through some partnerships here. And we've seen a good knock so far. And we'll quickly wait for the bowling stats to come up here quickly. So what we've seen, let's take a look at some of the partnerships in the innings. Let's look at the bowling. So far, the wicket takers has been Amanpreet Singh, 2 for 30 off his 5, and of course 2 for 29 from Manish Gandhi. And you take a look there at the other bowling figures. Partnership in the innings so far, and that you will not see on your screen, but for now, I'll just run through some partnerships for you. Gurpreet Singh and our winner put on 39. Gaurav Grover and Dilbag Singh, they put up 35. Those were the two meaningful partnerships. And Jaspinder Singh and Arvinder Singh, they featured in a 33-run partnership. So that's the latest here. We'll take a short break and resume. And cricket does say at Eisenhower Park with the news, Titans will need 192 in 25 overs.
Last week also on
Same, yeah. Over here.
Okay, what we got? We gotta cover this.
They made another team and I Titans. Another team so they are playing 99 all out. They are playing in Sweden school ground. So final match? No, big game. So final? नहीं मतलब final नहीं है, league stage game.
Yeah, good. Alright, so for the other game, I have
Yeah, so actually
better quality.
same thing like your team was Eagle 11, right? But the players from every other team, right? Over here, same thing. The Eagle 11 is just the name, but all the players are from Punjabi Lions. Only 1-2 players are from Eagle.
See, they are two teams. But they didn't. Yeah, yeah. అవును
ఇక్కడ చేస్తారంట
ఇది
వాటర్ అట్లీస్ట్
పై ఆవా
చేస్తా అని చెప్పింది వాటర్ అక్కడ ఒకవేళ ఫుడ్ కావాలంటే తిని వెళ్ళిపోవచ్చు అక్కడికి నేను వీళ్ళు ఏమైంది లేదు వస్తుందండి ఇంకా రాలేదు టైం పడుతుంది అంటే స్నాక్స్ పెట్టింది లంచ్కి లంచ్ రాజుగా ఇక తీసుకొచ్చుకోండి బెటర్లే మళ్ళీ అక్కడ ఎన్ని గంటలకు వస్తున్నారు మనోడికి బ్యాట్ తీసుకొచ్చాను నేను చెప్పు బ్యాట్ నేను అదే స్నాక్స్ తిన్నా ఒకటి అక్కడ వేసుకున్నా యాక్చువల్గా
Yeah, I think. I have no idea. There's bathroom here over there.
Ajit, where's the bathroom over there?
No, here.
Oh, I see.
That one too. Two bathrooms.
Alright, good.
Everything is very close by here.
Yeah, car. Hook that up.
Can you send me EHP location?
Yeah.
I can share it myself, right?
Yeah, you can share this in WhatsApp, right?
Okay, after some time you will go there. Tell everybody to come here for food after the game.
What time will you come food like exactly?
Well, 11:30 12.
Yeah, you're going.
I have to go home and pick something up.
Oh, you need
So I'll be back in
What was plugged in?
30 to 40 minutes. Okay? Any issue here, give me a call. Sure. Highly anticipated.
Got it.
Vecce Jabruti. Numero. So they were running and the guy put the bat and he was walking and they hit the stump. They appealed and the umpire gave it out. So there was like 15 minutes of
Actually,
pause.
I'm good with this. Oh, really?
You go to Mike?
This team was like, we're done. Now we're not winning. It's great.
What you got? An extra long?
Yeah, that's why it got late. Like I'm thinking, like why it's going.
Oh,
like-
when we left, it was like
Yeah.
18 overs.
Yeah.
Check, mic test.
Chair? He had one extra.
Audio check,
We
mic
had
test.
the
Yeah, you can always
Oh, okay.
go up. You're very low on this. Yeah.
Yeah,
हाँ,
चल रहा है.
चल रहा है.
I'll be back.
Okay. Time to take a break.
Restroom. क्या हुआ? तो इसके नाम पर हाँ वो तो है.
Check, audio check, mic test.
Radhe. को बदलता नहीं था. सब जबरू नहीं है. हैं? तू जाइना. क्यों? तू जाइना. नहीं आता तू? आता है नहीं ला. तो तू जाइना. क्या? ओ.
What do you think? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win?
Sure. It depends on how it goes.
Guess. Just guess. 190.
They're
two-
chasing 190, right?
2, right? So, yeah,
They
192
should chase it.
192 is not big score, right?
They should chase it. They should able to chase it.
Yeah, yeah. They have the good batsmen too. Even,
Maybe if the openers put up good partnership.
yeah, 50 to 60
Yeah.
least, like,
60 in like 10 overs.
Let me score this right? So probably there is a chance.
Yeah. You should get 60 runs in like
Yeah,
7, 8
yeah.
overs.
You should not get the wicket like until at least.
In power
seven-
play,
seven
they
or-
should lose like 1 wicket, I see. If they want.
Yeah, that's the strong.
Strong, yeah.
If you lose, then that's it. I think so.
Power play, when you lose more than 3 wickets, really hard to come back.
Okay. You can come back.
Yeah, you can.
Depends on how they are, going like which batsman is going like that's a matter, right? So
When you're under pressure, you have to play a little good.
yeah.
Mostly when you're under, you just people come in, come out, come in, come out.
speaking is Punjab, right? Fauji bole to bhaiya, right? Fauji bole to bhaiya.
Baji, yeah.
Fauji or Baji?
Baji.
Laddie.
Baji means cards.
Laddie.
Who's starting the bowling for?
Bowling?
Yeah, who's gonna bowl first for us?
Oh. I'll call him. Laddie. Laddie. Bro,
Alright,
when you call
so
Laddie.
we're almost ready for the resumption here. 191 for 7, the total posted by Hicksville in their turn at the wicket. And so the two batsmen out in the middle, Pankaj Sharma and Dhananjay Golia. And we'll have to wait and see here who will get the ball.
Hamid Noori.
So it looks like it's Hamid Noori that's been given the ball. And so he will start the attack for Kings 11.
Hamid Noori.
Oh, it's Zishan Ahmed. Actually, it's been
Jashin Ahmed now.
Asheen Ahmad, sorry.
Jashin Ahmed. Okay, wait. Sorry. Jashin Ahmed.
okay. So we've got it. So Sachin will be operating. Ahmed will be operating from
Pela bowling and the group.
the bottom end.
Time ho to bowling start. Score cut the by down.
And it looks like man on strike will be Dhananjay or DJ Golia.
CCL.
Ezekiel.
DJ
CCL or Quick Club? One of those two. Yeah, Quick Club. Quick Club, yeah.
We have raffle going on. $1,300 cards. So we just announced 1,300.
So
5-6 bags and kids and a lot of stuff.
we're all set, and Zishan runs into ball to Sharma.
$5 stuff.
And Sharma gets a good ball outside the off stump, Carl. That's a good start here from Zishan. And so things are on the way here at Eisenhower Park. It's still 192 to win from 149. Golly on strike.
And so good start in defense of 191. We'll need to do so in an economical fashion. Ball again outside the off stump, so good couple of deliveries to start things off for Kings 11. So they're up and running with a couple of dots as they look to defend 191.
Yep.
Kings 11 were sent in earlier this morning to take first strike. Titans having won the toss. They were restricted to 191 for 7. And they're looking to defend those runs. Again, a swing and a miss ball outside the off stump. So 3 on the trot. With so the so raffle is on
but you need a
being circulated around the park. $5 raffles. Lots of number of bats and kids being raffled here. So make sure you pick up your raffle tickets.
Put it now so that you can see.
Only $5. This one is punched away up through the offside. A chase here as the ball stops just inside the point boundary. And coming around, looks like Bashir Nouri gets there ahead of Hardiv, and so not before the batters scamper through for a couple. So 2 runs to get the Titans innings up and running, 2 for none. Again, ball outside the off stump, making good height off the surface. And so already Zishan hitting the deck hard. And the 4 dots registered in this over certainly helps the Kings 11's cause.
Yes, Carl, and Carl Zishan will be part of the minor league setup for New York. He's been selected as one of the fast bowler. So Zishan will be representing the Titans this year. The Empire State. Oh, ball cut away.
Drop short.
And ball falling in front of the man at backward point. So they scamper through for a single. And that completes a very well bowled over here from Zishan Ahmed. Only 3 runs.
Looks like Hardeep Singh there. The ball didn't carry and just landing in front of him, but then did elude him in the end. And it gets away for a single. So the score 3 for none at the end of 1. While there is a break in the action, I want to take a moment to acknowledge the sponsors of the CCL. They include Raj Gagi Real Estate, Sona Punjab Restaurant, Ladi Production, Bengali Sweets, and Tui Tui NGL. So it looks like Hamid
Or you want to put it in the
will be given the ball here.
put it on the side. You need more
So Hamid will take the ball. Will be given the ball, and so he will operate then to DJ Golia on 3. Here is Hamid. Ball is slapped away through the offside. A chase here for Jaspinder. He comes around and cuts it off well and keeps the ball in play. And
just a single then to DJ, and so he goes up to 4. 4 is all that's on the board, and so for the first time, Pankaj will come on to strike to face his first ball with the total at 4 for no loss.
Yes, Carl Sharma. Let's see what he has done during the course of this season. So he got a 46 against Pak Warriors. And he also got a 25 against President 11, 24 against Desi Lions. Oh, pulled through the onside, running up towards the mid-wicket boundary.
Yeah.
And the fielder, very big outfield on that part of the pitch, and they come back with 3. That's a lovely looking shot to get off the mark from Pankaj Sharma, and a 7 on the board.
Yes, and well timed hit through the onside, but for whatever reason, the ball doesn't appear to be going all the way to the boundary. That somehow ball is stopping in the grass all of a sudden, and so nonetheless they pick up 3 valuable runs, 7 for none.
Yes, Carl, but relative to the ground here, you've got to say by New York standard, this is a very quick outfield. It looks pretty low. And one thing may have prevented Pankaj Sharma. While the ball may have slowed up, it's a very big side on the other side. So, as fielding adjustments we made here, as Hamid Nouri has conceded 3 in the over so far. Runs into ball to Galia. Galia is flashing outside the off stump, doesn't make contact, and the ball goes through to the keeper.
Yeah. I thought you guys are also watching England Australia. So I watched a little bit. Okay. What's the score over there?
So 7 for none. Over number 2 still in progress here.
Rajan?
Oh, shot short and given width, slammed over the offside, and that's a lovely shot from Dananjoy Galia. He goes up to 10, it's 13 without loss.
And ball with an offer, ball short, and it stayed up. And DJ was all over it, just slapped it out of the middle of the blade and up and over. And once he made contact, good wood onto the leather, it splayed up and over backward point and gone all the way for flat 6. That's his first. He goes into double figures up to 10, 13 on the board.
Yes, Carl, may have disrupted a little bit of the presentation stage being put up. Just got to make sure it doesn't hit the balloons and trigger a, what you might call it, a domino effect.
All right, so here comes the all the hardware that's on offer in the raffle. We've got MRFs, Spartans, Kookaburras, bats on display here that are being raffled. It's only $5 to get to put your hat in the ring, so make sure that you buy a raffle ticket. And Len, we might have to buy some tickets here, Len. Throw our hats in the ring.
Yes, Carl, but I thought you retired a few years ago. Or you were forced into retirement. Don't tell me you're planning to.
Well, we still have Mata in the tent, man, and certainly Mata could use 1 or 2 of these blades. So we'll have to get a couple of raffle tickets. Can't win it unless you're in it.
So Zishan continues. Sharma picks up a single, looking for 2. In fact, they won't come back with 2. Bit of an overthrow, risking a chance of running out the batsman. So the score is 15 on the board. Sharma is on 5, Galia is on 10, and we're looking at Zishan Ahmed. Carl, Zishan Ahmed has made the New York team. Empire State Titans, they open their minor league games starting next Saturday. And Zishan is, straight into the hands of the man at mid-wicket. And Sharma falls. It's 15 for 1. Zishan strikes, and Sharma goes for 5.
Yes, Len didn't time that one at all. And skied it to, looks like Hardev Singh Raju at short mid-wicket. He doesn't make any mistake. And so the first wicket falls here at 15 for 1.
Yeah, they might know that.
Then a cricket ball goes, he chases it, and then the saves it.
So, both of these guys have been selected by the New York franchise. Yeah. By the way, we're booked for Saturday for them. Amanpreet, yeah. Yeah, thanks, Sam. Amanpreet. He said Jaspreet.
So at 15 for 1, Amanpreet Singh comes out to the middle, the left-hander. And Carl, couple of players here, Zishan Ahmed and Amanpreet Singh, both have been selected in the New York State. In fact, the Empire State Titans, who will open up their minor league schedule next Saturday at Idlewild Park. And so Zishan, very quality bowler is he. Oh, he's got some pace. Ball rushing down the leg side to be called a wide.
See that?
Yeah, and the score goes up to 16 for 1.
Yeah, that certainly brings Amanpreet out in the middle, and he's a quality player. In fact, both batsmen out in the middle, perhaps their innings will determine the prospects for Titans. Taken on the pad, ball might have been angled down the leg side, as indicated by umpire Joel Dookie, suggesting that. Oh no, actually, Dookie is at square leg.
We don't have the system.
Yeah, we don't have the replay system. See, the fielder is asking for a review on that.
They're out of reviews line.
Not at all. We'll have to ask our technical crew here in the media center to get that going. Zishan continues to bowl well here, Carl. He's only given up 3 in the over. And he's picked up 1, but more importantly, he has Amanpreet Singh planted.
And he's hitting the deck hard and hitting the bat hard as well, as the ball came onto the bat, and almost shaking the bat in the hand of Amanpreet before it spewed off towards the point position. So clearly a man with a fair bit of pace here is Zishan.
Lovely drive, can't score, ball going straight to Nouri. The only thing about Zishan, he appears that he has come out of another Premier League. Totally, how do you blend blue and orange, Carl? Not too sure, 16 for 1.
Oh, guided away, and this will go. Crosses the boundary now, just steered, just angled down the wrong line there. And he just glanced it, fine glance, past the man at fine leg at short. He was up inside the circle, and once it got by him, it was just a matter of time to get to the boundary. And so, productive shot to complete the over 7 from it. It's 20 for 1 at the end of 3.
Yeah, lovely shot from Amanpreet Singh, just using the pace of the ball. And that's a lovely shot. We've seen some good shots today, Carl, but that one from Amanpreet Singh, we'll have to jot it down as probably one of the better ones. Classic looking shot. Lovely shot before.
So could be a change in the bowling coming here. As now we see, well, Bashir had the ball for a moment, but he seems to hand it back to his brother or to Hamid.
Are they brothers?
I'm not sure if they're brothers. Both are Nouris. We'll probably have to confirm they are. So we get the confirmation that they are indeed brothers. And so,
yes, Carl, you can imagine so much cricket in that house. I wonder who's the better Nouri.
And a lot of they are the ones now, Lynn, who are orchestrating the plan of attack here against Titans. As we got the confirmation. From Jaspinder gave us the confirmation, and Bashir is claiming to be the superior of the two.
Yeah, Carl, he only says so, but I don't think Hamid will agree. So we'll have to get a contest at some point. Kane Williamson.
Kane is Jaspinder. And for those following at home, Jaspinder Singh is wearing a shirt with the number 22 on it, but on the back of the shirt he has the name Kane Williamson, where his name would normally appear. So perhaps a fan of the New Zealand skipper.
Yeah, with a nod of the head. So back with cricket. Hamid runs in.
And so ball is right in the block hole, and Goliath just digs it out. No chance to score. 20 on the board. They need 192, so they would be 172 runs away from their target.
Yes, Carl, the required rate is 7.8. They're going at 6.3, so not much of a difference, but that will fluctuate as things happen here. A full toss hammered into the onside, running away for 4. So, well, will it reach? It's not going to reach, so they'll come back for a couple of runs.
Yeah, it didn't go all the way, and suddenly, Len, the ball's hit into the onside on the other side of the media center, or the side closer to Hempstead Turnpike. Suddenly, the balls are slowing up in that area, and so, nonetheless, they pick up a couple.
20.
So the bowler is actually Bashir, we're told. So another wide coming here. Ball going down the leg side.
1 wicket.
So 23 for 1 still. We're in the 4th over. And so 169 needed from 130 balls. We're in over number 4. And Goliath gets a good ball from Bashir. So ball turned into the onside. They run very quickly. Well run in the end. Goliath goes up to 13. Amanpreet Singh is on 4. It's 24 for 1.
This guy here, hear me talking so much that he doesn't say nothing. And that's his brother.
So 24 for 1. Bashir Nouri. That's a good delivery. Big appeal. Not on say Joel Dookie. And the score remains at 24 for 1. We're in the 4th over. So still a long way to go. 168 needed from 127 balls. With 9 wickets standing as Titans takes on Hicksville. Kings 11 for the final for the morning league. Bright sunshine here at Eisenhower Park Field. Parking lot 2. This one is driven well. Straight down to long on.
Protection out in the deep. Keeps the ball on the square, or well, keeps the ball inside well enough to not carry into the boundary. And that will complete the over.
So in that overland, what do you have? You have dot 2, 5, dot 1, dot 1. Caller name is Bashir, not Hamid. Hamid was his brother.
We fixed that. Yeah, yeah.
No,
That's alright. I know.
Thanks.
Sometimes when we ask for the help,
Oh,
we
no,
don't
no.
get the help.
It's 26, right?
Yeah, 25. 25. So Bashir would have bowled 2?
Yeah. Get the last bowler?
No, I know.
How many overs did Bashir bowl?
That was his first over, you think?
Bashir did his first.
Everybody bowl one. Ahmed bowl the second.
एक ही ओवर कितना ना so three bowlers huh three bowlers got it so now we're back on track
So Zishan steaming in, runs into ball to Amanpreet. Amanpreet, good looking shot, well stopped by the man of square leg, and a couple of dot balls here from Zishan Ahmed, so quality bowling here from Zishan. And so far, Titans have been restricted to 25 for one Carl in the 5th over. Oh, ball placed nicely, goes up towards the onside boundary, and it goes away for 4. So another 4 off the bat of Amanpreet Singh. He goes up to 9. It's 29 for 1. So 30 for 1, Carl, in the 5th over. Amanpreet and Agalia. Nice little partnership of 15 so far. A lot of work to be done. 162 needed from 122, with an asking rate of almost 8 and over.
He fought four balls. Four balls. The first one was here.
So 162 required from 122. Ooh! Oh, look at that. So 5 wides. Ball hitting the deck, Carl, a little too hard. And it goes away for 5 wides, 35 on the board.
1.415
So ball taking off on the deck, and that pushes the score up to 35 on the board. So Zishan continues, will come into ball to Galia. Galia gets another ball that it's making some bit of height outside the off stump, a play and a miss. And the ball goes through to the wicketkeeper. It's 35 for 1. We're in the 5th over. Zishan runs in again to bowl to Galia. Galia gets a full toss. And that's a dot ball. A chance to score big there. Doesn't happen for Galia. And that completes over number 5. And after 5 is 35 for 1.
So in this 5th over, the first Amanpreet first ball, you have 25.
Or 25? Nah, 35. 35. 5 overs.
35 for 1. 35 for 1.
And then after the 4 is on, 1.
Some wickets, guys.
Settling down, huh? Wide push 4 by.
You've been last week, right? You know the ball. What's the bowler? You have foot. Feel free, you can set up your tent and other stuff here and there. I know you have a big gathering where you have
14, 13 and 10.
Stable का क्या है?
केबल को वहाँ पे जाना है कैसे करोगे वो पता नहीं
वहाँ पे
Yeah.
हो जाएगा.
So Bashir continues. He registers a dot ball here, Carl, 35 for 1, so 157 needed from 119.
And this could be wides coming here again, so straying down the wrong line. And we get the signal from the umpire confirming. Baga diving away, perhaps saved 4 extras in the process.
Yes, Carl, a big stop from Dilbagh Singh. Oh, that's a good slice. So it could run away towards the backward point area, and it does so hits the tape. And 4 more off the bat of Amanpreet Singh. So that'll take the score up to a healthy 40, Carl, 40 for 1.
After just 5 lengths, so they're going at a good pace here, right on the run rate, and an impressive start into this run chase. They have lost 1 wicket, but so far a good partnership coming together between Amanpreet and DJ as they go about their business, chasing down 191 target.
So Amanpreet Singh. A lovely drive. That's a lovely looking shot. Stroked into the offside. Quality. A bit of classic looking off drive, and he picks up a couple of runs. 42 on the board. We're into the 6th over. 25 overs aside. The other game coming up, Deccan Challengers will take on Majestics.
So again, another single taken into the onside. So runs coming quite easily here for these batsmen. Their bowling doesn't appear to be as challenging for the batsmen at the moment, and the scoreboard is ticking over quite quickly in each over.
So yes, Carl, you look at the current run rate, they're going at 7.5. They need 7.7, so not much of a difference. This is good batting here from the Titans, and they realize that with 115 balls remaining, you want to push the game, maybe run a ball for now and then big overs can come. We've seen that at any level of cricket. 15 runs, 13 runs over, they all will certainly play a part. Play on a miss. Baga has missed field, and they could come back for a couple. Well, in fact, they settle for 1. Could be by. As umpire Joel Dookie. Joel Dookie is all over town, Carl. Last time we saw him in Florida in the U.S. Open. Then we saw him in Chicago, and then we're seeing him in New York, we see him in Boston, we see him in New Jersey. And where else has the man not been?
Clearly a man who knows his way around the States, and his services in demand, clearly. It's 44 for 1 at the end of 6.
Let's have some water also in between.
So 44 for 1, the action continues. Ball played into the offside, can't score. So Hamid Nouri, his first over went for 10. Started well with a dot ball,
and Smith, there is one chair
this
behind
version of the game. Dot balls are very important. Galia on 14. Chance for a juicy slash. Doesn't go well, 44 for 1.
Yes, then with an offer. So had a chance to smash the ball up and through the offside, but doesn't make contact on that occasion. And so the score remains at 44.
Yeah, this is good bowling from Hamid. 3 dot balls in the over so far, so the asking rate has gone up to 8. And they're going a 6.7. Who will win this game? Titans or Kings 11 from Hicksville? We'll never know. That's why there's a final. And this one outside the off stump. A ball considered a wide from umpire Hamid. So a partnership of 30 between Singh and Galia. With Amanpreet Singh, he's played some classic drives into the offside. He's on 16. Oh, it's in the air, run away from any of the fielder. And they could come back for a couple of runs there. So Galia continues to fight bravely here, Carl. He's not afraid to play shots, 47 for 1.
Came down the track and hit the ball through the air to pick up a couple. And so he continues to look the part here. Leonard has batted well.
Hey Baz, अंदर जाएगा कि नहीं?
So again, that's ball hanging outside the off, so making some bit of height.
तू जाने अंदर जा रहा है कि नहीं?
Goes through to the keeper Dilbag Singh, so 47 for 1.
कोई नहीं.
46.
बहुत गंदा क्रैम्प है दोनों टांगों पता नहीं क्या हुआ मैं पानी देकर आ रहा हूँ पैर ट्विस्ट हुआ बस क्रैम्प आना शुरू हो गया
Shot.
So good looking shot here from Galia. Only fetches him a single. And a single that closes out over number 7. So
guys, you want water?
33 run partnership so far. 7 of us gone.
Water bottle? Straw? Perfect. You got that table up? Okay. One more. One more. Oh, sorry. That was it. Oh, you know what? I can play.
Sona Punjab.
So 48 for 1 at the end of 7 requires 144 from 108 balls. Required rate is 8 and over, and they're going at 6.8. Galia on 17. Amanpreet Singh just one under. He's on 16. And the partnership is a healthy 33 runs partnership, Carl, as Titans and Hicksville Kings 11 are locked in a battle here for the morning final. And it's all happening here at the beautiful Eisenhower Park.
There is another final going on in other ground, VH2, VH1. You guys want anything to eat? Drink? Food is already there. Yeah, half time. Yeah, so you can go. Half time. Anything you want to order? Pizzas? You guys are good. He's bored here, so he's watching.
Just like the so. Oh man, strikers are gonna lose. The League 73 7.
It's fun.
It's fun, yeah. He has a good team, but then they're not doing well. David Stewart, all these
And why did they play 15 overs?
They started late.
Every game 15 or just one?
They lag behind, man. And to run 3 games, you really gotta run it tight.
Yeah.
Umpires gotta be on you.
Where we have a fun water?
Okay, Carl. I think it's a new bowler here.
No, team.
Huh?
Teamwork.
What is that?
We need like 3-4.
Oh, that's fine. No issue. Sam has it.
No, we're finished. That is done.
You didn't brought extra?
Kid.
Huh?
Kid, that's Bashir? Bashir, right?
So Bashir Nouri, 2 overs, none for 13, comes into his third. Oh, dug out nicely, a couple of runs on the offing here. And Golia picks up a couple of runs. Carl brings up the 50 here, 50 for Long Island Titans. They're 50 in the 8th over. And so they require 142 now from 106. Yes, a little bit of stifle applause from the players. I'm pretty sure they could have done better than that, Carl. Golia and Amanpreet Singh has put up 35-run partnership. They've made a 50. And first milestone, 50 for 1.
And the 50 comes up inside of eight overs, so they're keeping in touch with the asking rate. They still have a ways to go. Still 142 runs needed to get to their target. Kings 11 need some wickets. 50 for 1 in over number 8.
What happened?
Oh, cleaned them up. So DJ swinging for the fences and loses his stumps. And so the second wicket falls here. Comes in over number 8 as DJ Golia. He is bowled. And so Bashir picks up his first wicket. It's 50 for 2.
You can show, you know, transition with that.
सोना पंजाब रेस्टोरेंट एंड लॉन्च बेलरोज न्यूयॉर्क जो ਪਿਛਲੇ 30 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਕੇਟਰਿੰਗ ਤੇ ਰੈਸਟੋਰੈਂਟ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਟ੍ਰਾਈ ਸਿਟੀ ਨਿਊਯਾਰਕ ਨਿਊ ਜਰਸੀ ਤੇ ਕਨੈਕਟਿਕਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਣੀ ਅਲੱਗ ਪਹਿਚਾਨ ਬਣਾ ਚੁੱਕਿਆ ਹੈ। ਜਾਣਾਂਗੇ सोना पंजाब रेस्टोरेंट एंड लॉन्च ਦੇ ਓਨਰ ਹਰਮਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਪੰਮੀ ਤੇ ਸ਼ੈਫ ਪਰਮਜੀਤ ਮੁਲਤਾਨੀ ਦੀ ਸਕਸੈਸ ਸਟੋਰੀ in program Business of the Week which Saturday 7:30 p.m. only on Just Punjabi. सोना पंजाब रेस्टोरेंट एंड लॉन्च बेलरोज न्यूयॉर्क जो पिछले 30 सालों तो केटरिंग ते रेस्टोरेंट बिजनेस विच
That's it, okay? That comes so good, right?
Yeah.
So when you do it,
You do with
know,
it
just
and
transition. Click on transition, ad will come, and then when the out guy got out, right, you should score his scorecard. That batsman stats you should show. Huh? When the guy gets out. Huh?
So Jalad Dua, the man, gets off the mark straight away. Didn't get off the mark still.
It's behind the thing.
Just faced his first ball. Now off the mark. And so he moves ball played up into the offside for an easy single. Dua, quality player, a man who comes by way of the Ranji League in India, Ranji Trophy player, man of immense quality, understands that he's a prolific batsman, scores hundreds almost weekly, and so his quality will be tested here this morning.
Yes, Carl, another player for minor league New York team. Ball turned into the onside nicely here by Amanpreet Singh. And Singh gives up the strike to, in fact, he will retain strike on play, resumes at 52 for 2 at the end of 8. So 140 needed from 102. 52 for 2 with Jala Dua on 1, Amanpreet Singh on 17.
So it's 52 for 2, 8 overs completed.
52 for 2.
No force.
All up to 77. Five sixes, but no four.
You get wickets.
Fawad got 4.
This tournament is such a mediocre. Okay, Olin changed card. I think this is Gaurav. I think. Okay, Gova.
92.
So Gaurav Grover comes into the attack here to start over number 9, 52 for 2. And Amanpreet Singh getting a short ball, trying to pull through the onside. And doesn't score. It's 52 for 2.
Had to stretch to get back onto that one, but gets it away safely down to the third man region, and we'll pick up a couple. And so Amanpreet goes up to 19, score up to 54 as Titans continue their steady march. I'm not sure what happened there, but played and missed, and then keeper also missed everything. And in the end, batsman opted not to try to scamper for a single. Ball outside the off stump. So good over so far.
Quick.
Quick. Gaurav Grover. Also, we understand another Ranji man. And ball punched down the ground, this time for at least one. So Amanpreet will rotate the strike here. And score moves along then to 55. Amanpreet up to 20. Jala Dua comes back onto strike, Dua on 1. Has faced just a couple of balls so far. We're into over, in fact, one delivery remaining in over number 9.
Yeah, Carl, this has been a quality over here from Grover. He's only given up 3. So asking rate is 8.4. They're going at 6.2. So slight gap there. Jaladua gets a good delivery, can't score. So that completes over number 9. And after 9 is 55 for 2. Still needing 137 from 96 balls.
While there's a break in the action, we'll take a moment once again to say good afternoon and express our gratitude to the sponsors of the CCL.
सोना पंजाब रेस्टोरेंट एंड लॉन्च बेलरॉस न्यूयॉर्क जो पिछले 30 सालों ਤੋਂ केटरिंग ਤੇ ਰੈਸਟੋਰੈਂਟ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਵਿੱਚ ट्राई सिटी न्यूयॉर्क न्यू जर्सी ਤੇ ਕਨੈਕਟੀਕਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਣੀ ਅਲੱਗ ਪਹਿਚਾਨ ਬਣਾ ਚੁੱਕਿਆ ਹੈ। ਜਾਣਾਂਗੇ ਸੋਨਾ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਰੈਸਟੋਰੈਂਟ ਐਂਡ ਲੌਂਜ ਦੇ ਓਨਰ ਹਰਮਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਪੰਮੀ ਤੇ ਸ਼ੈਫ ਪਰਮਜੀਤ ਮੁਲਤਾਨੀ ਦੀ ਸਕਸੈਸ ਸਟੋਰੀ ਇਨ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਆਫ ਦ ਵੀਕ ਵਿੱਚ Saturday 7:30 p.m. only on Just Punjabi.
You could spend $30 and collect 6 bats. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that in this kind of environment, in this kind of economy. And so, $5. Make sure you get your tickets. You have to be in it to win, to have a chance to win it. And again, there are 6 chances to win bats. There are Spartans, MRFs, Kookaburras. So feel free to join the fray as a wide ball sent through here by Basher. And so that adds one more to the tally. Score moves on to 56. 56 for the loss of 2 wickets.
So ball driven nicely here by Amanpreet Singh. And he goes up to 21. 57 for 2. We're in over number 10. This is a 25 over encounter. And this is the morning final. The next final you will see Majestics takes on Deccan Challengers, Carl, in what is expected to be another competitive affair. Jaladua, the man on strike. And ball going down the leg side. Dilbag does well to stop a wide from further adding to the score. For now, it's only one.
Yes, man, and already a couple of wides in this over, so Basher missing the line at the moment. Not as steady as he would need to be. And extras in this innings. Total 12. 11 wides and 1 bye.
So Jaladua has been kept on a very tight rein. He's faced 4 balls. He's only scored a single. He has had to wait some tidy bowling. Bashir has bowled 3.2 to 1 for 20. And Amanpreet Singh, the only man standing out so far with 21.
And Dua is a very deliberate batsman. Likes to pace his innings, likes to work himself in, make sure that he has his wits about him, and he generally he's a very cerebral sort of batsman in terms of how he approaches putting an innings together, and in this run chase, a lot will be required of him. Down the leg side, wides again, and so the indiscipline continues. 59 then on the board.
Yes, Carl, this has been a good over barring the wides. We've seen 3 wides in the over so far. The over has gone for 4 runs, so take the wides away. Still, Bashir hasn't allowed the batsman any sort of freedom, especially Jaladua.
Sounds like 2 sounds there, so inside edge onto the pad.
Yes, Carl, bit of stifled appeal, but once you hear the big nick onto the pad, you'll have to just look up to the umpire and say, sorry, sir.
Our apologies.
You do get fined for excessive appealing, you know.
Could cost you a portion of your match fee. And match fees are very expensive in this tournament, in this league.
Yes, Carl, as well, today 0 out of 0. I'm not too sure how the math works there, but
well, so in other words, you're telling me that the match fees are 100%, 100% of 0. And so far in this over, 8 balls have been bowled in this over already, but 3 of them have been wides. And so, very long over here. Another wide coming. And so, Bashir is struggling right now to find a tidy line. 60 on the board. So, that's the 9th delivery he's bowled in this over. Only 5 legally registered.
Yes, Carl, that is rule number 25 that states any ball that hasn't given the batsman a fair opportunity to score will be called a wide.
And in 4-day cricket, Len, and in Test cricket, obviously the ball going down the leg side isn't necessarily a wide. And so in this case, in the limited over format, that's where the bowlers can potentially struggle, because once you do stray down the leg side, irrespective of how close you may be to the stumps, umpires are inclined to indicate that a wide ball has been bowled. So 10 overs are completed, 6 coming off that over, and so the score 61 for 2 at the end of 10, as Long Island Titans goes in search of 192 needed for victory against Hicksville Kings 11. Again, while there's a break in the action, I want to take a moment to once again acknowledge the sponsors of the CCL, and they include Raj Gagi Real Estate, Sona Punjab Restaurant, Laddie Productions, Bengali Sweets, and Tui NGO.
Yes, Carl, and we have quite a few expensive bats on display here for $5. 6 bats, you can't get a better deal than that. And so play the raffle, try your luck, try your chance. It's only $5, 6 bats to be raffled off.
And you have to be in it, as I say, Len, in order to win it. And I see bats from MRF, Kookaburra, Spartan, DSC. We have them all. They're all on display right here at only $5 to get your raffle tickets. And you have to be in it in order to have a chance to win it. And so encourage the support. So Gurav will continue the attack here. His first over cost him just 3 runs. So he'll be bowling to Jalad Dua. So 2 first-class players coming up against each other. Dua against Gurav, or Jalad against Gurav. Big hit, up and over. Out in the deep is the Zishan. Can't come around to cut that one off, and so it goes into the boundary. And we get a signal. 4. So good clean hit. And Jaladua up and running. His first boundary goes up to 6. So the issue appears to be the ball would have gone through the branches, and so the issue appears to be whether or not it should have been adjudged a maximum or a 4. Right now we have it recorded as a 4, just based on the initial signal. But now a discussion here between the umpires, and we'll wait for if there's an adjudication, if there's a change in the signal that was originally provided. And so we'll wait for that determination. 65 for 2. We're into over number 11.
Look, Carla was right. Jaladua, he scored 100 already, 130 versus Yankee Royals and 114 against Alliance. 281 in this season. Yeah, he's class. So that's their batting thing.
Average is mostly 70 up.
Yeah, it's prolific. 33, 39 as a
on the top you can see here, right?
So 60% is missing. If he plays, he will be.
Yeah.
I know. But he's a slow starter. I saw him playing in the trials a couple weeks ago. Get a little bit slow.
All right, so we get the confirmation. It's that it's the original signal rescinded, and so it goes upstairs then for a maximum. And so Dua, Jalad Dua gets his first boundary, and it comes by way of a maximum, and that takes the total then up to 67, and it takes Jalad up to 8. a single. Not there as Amanpreet not inclined to take any sharp singles here. And Jalad Dua, very productive so far this season. Scored 113 against Yankee Royals, 114 followed up against Alliance, then a 39 not out, then 81 against Desi Lions, and then 21. So very productive Jalad Dua in this season so far. Very quality player, and looking to put Titans into a position of ascendancy.
Yes, Carl, and I will quickly take a look at what Amanpreet has done this season. Two quality batsmen. Amanpreet goes up to 21, Jalad is on 9. It's 68 for 2. And we'll run through what Amanpreet has done in the season.
Yes, Len, he got 26 against Yankee Royals, 32 against Alliance, and then 25 not out against Desi Lions. So not as productive, but certainly has gotten some starts. Question, he's gotten another start here. He's on 21. Question of, can he convert those starts? Swaddled away and beats the man into the boundary. So Bashir running across, can't get to it, and so that's another boundary for Amanpreet, and that takes him up into the 20s, well into the 20s, up to 25, score up to 72.
Yeah, lovely shot again from Amanpreet Singh, goes up to 25. The partnership is 22, and so it's 120 to win from 85 balls. So here is Grover. Amanpreet looking to make room, doesn't go well, ball goes through to Dilbag, and that completes over number 11, 72 for 2, 72 for 2 at the end of 11.
So Jaspinder Kane Williamson Singh comes into the attack, and so he will pick up here for Bashir, and so he will bowl to in fact to Jalad Dua on 9 off 12, 1-6 already to his innings. This one is worked off the square for at least one. In fact, they challenge for 2. Throw comes in, and they get back safely in the end. So, a good couple of runs to take him into double figures, Matt, and so he goes up to 11 as Titans go in search of 192 needed for victory. Looking impressive. So ball again turned into the onside for another single. So Dua continues to get his innings on the way. He's faced 14 balls so far. And the partnership here starting to build. They came together with the score at 50 for 2, and subsequently have added 25 runs. And Amanpreet on 25, Jalad on 12, and 25 runs in this partnership, Len. Certainly a start. They need to get to 192, so still a long way to go. But they have the two right batsmen out in the middle to put an onslaught on this run chase. 75 for 2 over number 12 in progress.
Yes, Carl, asking rate 8.5. Oh, that's a quality delivery from Just Spinner. Very attacking right arm leg spinner. And so let's look at some scoring rates here. So they're going at 6.5 and they need to be at 8.6. So the requirement and the current run rate slightly different, but I'm pretty sure Jaladua and Amanpreet Singh, two of the better batsmen out in the middle still.
So good. Ooh, now they scamper through for a single. So ball played into the onside and good awareness on the part of both batsmen and good communication. Once they determined that the single was on, they're off and running, scampering through and getting it comfortably in the end. But at first didn't look like anything was there. So good awareness and good execution completing that single.
So back-to-back hundreds in matches by Jaladua. He got 113, then got 114 this season. Cut away nicely.
So elegant, so elegant. This one will run away for 4 more. So again, not overpowering by any means, Len, but just finding the gap delicately. And the work of an artist. It races away, picks up 4 for the effort. And takes the score along up to 80.
Yeah, a little bit of Michelangelo on canvas there. 80 for 2. We're in the 12th over. So the equation is 112 needed from 79 balls. Jaspinda completes an over that gives away 8. At the end of 12, it's 80 for 2 with Jaladua on 16, Amanpreet on 26. And Matthew has been silent for a little bit. He's followed international cricket all over. So welcome back, Matt. How is it going so far?
England seem to be quite on course. Last time I checked, they needed about 66 for about 54 deliveries.
So you know what, I can put JD's...
yeah, so 80 for 2 at the end of 12. As Gaurav Grover, 2 overs, no win, none for 14. So he's been on the borderline of decent bowling attacks, decent bowling spells so far, Carl. Haven't given up 7 per over.
You're not seeing that? Okay, let me show you what it shows. He scored 1,000 runs in 22 games, JD.
That's what I heard.
In how many games?
22.
So ball turned into the onside again for another single here.
They're going at 6.6.
Oh, you know what? I can put the graph too.
8.6.
So 81 for 2. And we're getting an update that Jaladua scored over 1,000 runs in 22 innings. Big hit up and over into the presentation area. And my word, Jaladua on the go. And he is a ball striker.
Yes, Carl, in danger of disrupting some bit of setting up work here in the presentation area. So not a good looking shot from Jaladua, a very prolific batsman. He's up to 22. And Carl, probably you were right to say that might have been a slow starter, but he picks it up and he does have the ability to turn it on when he wants to. 87 for 2.
Oh man, I think 5-6. I tell you, I can bring it up. Let's tell you one thing. It's 5 or 6 not out actually.
So 87 for 2. This one cut away again. This time protection at backward point.
So the partnership goes up to 38. The asking rate is 8.5. They're going at 6.8. And Carl, what we have seen here from Hicksville Kings 11, they've kept the
5 not outs in this
they've
season.
kept the asking rate better than the current run rate, which is good for the fielding team. So, irrespective of what has really happened in terms of the partnership, they have kept it relatively within their favor so far. So the end of over number 13, halfway there,
You can see
it's
that.
88 for 2.
In 8 innings, he scored 317 runs, 5 not outs. An average of 150.
So we're getting some statistics here on Jalad Dua. And so we've seen in this series, or the T20 series, in 8 matches, has scored some 452 runs at an average of 151, including a high score of 114, 200s, 150, and has been not out in fact has been not out 5 times. And in the other series, we've seen like some 699 runs from 14 matches at an average of 64. And so, including a high score of 139. So clearly a prolific batsman, a man of superb batsmanship.
88 for 2.
And so, with the score at 88 for 2 and both Jalad and Amanpreet at the wicket, this could be the game for Kings 11. They'll have to dismiss Jalad as quickly as possible and perhaps see the back of Amanpreet as well in order to determine their fate. So it's over number 14 in progress here.
Yes, Carl. They need 103 from center balls. 103 from center balls. In fact, make that 102 from 70 balls. So leg by is the call. And so a couple of leg buys added to the scorecard here. 90 for 2, Carl. So we're beginning to see the Deccan Challengers coming into the ground as they have a date with Majestics. And that match comes up as the afternoon final on a doubleheader day here at Eisenhower Park. Pulled a short ball towards the long leg area. An easy pickings there for Jalad Dua. He goes up to 29. It's 94 for 2.
And a short ball, giving him all the time in the world to adjust, to pick up the line, adjust to the length, and he was all over it. Generally doesn't miss out on loose deliveries of that sort. He capitalizes, and both batsmen are up to 27.
Partnership of 44. Asking rate 8.5. They're going a 6.9, and I keep referring, Carl, to the slight gap held by the bowling side of runs rate required and rate currently in effect. Jaspinder Singh gives away a single as the throw comes in, and the partnership goes up to 45. It's 95 for 2. 95 for 2. The applause comes up for well run single, and Jalad Dua 30 on the board already.
Ball pulled into the onside for another single to Amanpreet. So ball played up into the onside for a single. So that completes another over. It's 97 for 2 at the end of over number 14. You have 90.
नहीं कमेंट्री कर रहा है तो म्यूजिक तुझे उस हिसाब से करना पड़ेगा
चिंता मत
So Grover continues the attack here, and he'll bowl to Amanpreet. In fact, he's bowling to Jalad, correction.
So the partnership goes up to 48, 98 for 2. Couple of runs will do a couple of things. Will push the score up to the 100 mark, and also could bring the partnership up to 50. So double milestones could be had in this over so far. And Gaurav Grover has bowled 3 overs, no maiden none for 22 coming into this over. And he has given up 1 so far. So 98 for 2. Still on 94 to win from 65 balls. An asking rate of 8.2. And they're going at 6.9. That gap has always been held in the innings so far. Slashed away, and it goes away for 4. Off the bat of Amanpreet Singh, brings up the 100 for Long Island Titans. They're batting at 102 for 2. The partnership goes up to 52 between the pair, and Amanpreet Singh goes up to 32. 100 up, Carl.
And the 100 comes up in style here, Len. Ball angled down the leg side, and Amanpreet Singh was all over it and smashed it into the fine leg region. Clean hit. Bring up the 100.
So the boys from Deccan Challengers beginning to make their way into the ground. They've got their scheduled final with Majestics. And Majestics, they have made their way into the ground too. Seen the supporters all already there, so that should be a very keen contest. Cut away nicely here by Amanpreet Singh. Could pick up a couple of runs at least. And so 2 more runs off the bat of Amanpreet Singh. He goes up to 34. It's 104 for 2.
So Amanpreet continues to be productive. In fact, both batsmen continue to be productive, and a very effective partnership being developed here between Jalad and Amanpreet.
So ball swung away up towards the onside. It's a single to Amanpreet Singh. Takes his score up to 105 for 2.
She's midwicket, yeah. So no ball called, and so free hit signal now goes up, and so free hit upcoming.
Are they playing free hit in this thing?
So free hit signaled, and so this delivery will afford a free swing, and it's hit well. They're going to run for a couple here. Ball in the air is going to land in front of the man in the deep, and he runs around it, but not before the batters scamper through for a couple. And so that takes the total up to 108 for 2.
Huh?
Does they play free hit in this thing?
Yes.
They gotta play, right?
No, like the front foot is free hit, but the height there is no free hit.
God, now we understand.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Even though both should be. I mean, at this stage, there's no more distinction. Every no ball is a free hit.
But there is only front line no ball. Otherwise, like in the only semi-final and final we have 2 umpire. Otherwise, in the league stage game we have 1 leg umpire from our team. So if he gives no ball for height, it will be like more problem. That's why there is no free hit of height.
So 84 to win from 60 balls. 84 to win from 60. Partnership of 58 between Amanpreet Singh and Jalad Dua. It's 108 for 2. They're going at 7.2. The required rate is 8.4. So not much of a big difference. And Carl, Hicksville Kings 11 looking for a breakthrough. Long Island Titans will be hoping that Amanpreet Singh and Jalad Dua keep push on here. As Jaspinder, 2 overs, no mid, none for 17. So Jaspinder will come into ball to Amanpreet Singh. So towards the mid wicket, targeting the presentation tent. And it goes away for 6 off the bat of Amanpreet Singh. So he goes up to 4-1. A smashing strike on that one. And it's 114 for 2, Matthew. We are in the 16th over.
Yeah, good hit from Amanpreet, goes up to 41 of 33 deliveries. A good partnership, 64 between these two.
So Jaspinder, a very long run, unless he's bowling something other than leg spin. Now he's decided to bowl seamers. A good bit of slice on that one, and that one will go away for 4. And Carl, hesitant to say if the ball was guided or not. Batsmen want to think that those shots are guided shots, even if they play one of those French Cup. They say, well, I controlled it to an extent. And so it's 45 to Amanpreet Singh. Good looking shot in the end. Productive shot. And 32 to Jalad Dua, 68 run partnership. And so they need 74 from 58.
And suddenly Amanpreet has just stepped on the gas here, just really starting to accelerate. Oh! Pulled around his legs. Whoa! Good comeback by Jaspinder Singh. And Amanpreet looking to work the ball into the onside and beaten off the seam, bowled around his legs. And that's the end of Amanpreet. The 3rd wicket falls here. It's 118 for 3.
Yeah, could that be the breakthrough that the Hicksville Kings 11 are looking for? We'll wait and see. But a big partnership comes to an end as Amanpreet Singh comes back for a well-played 45 from 35 balls. 6 4s and 1 6. Amanpreet Singh comes back for 45. 118 for 3.
Yeah, Mohit is going. So how much you need?
So Mohit Raj comes to the middle corral with 74 needed from 57. And Jaspinder Singh should be given a medal here, Carl. He's broken a big partnership of 68 between Amanpreet and Jalad Dua.
And Len, as we know, they say in cricket, 1 usually brings you 2. And so can 1 be converted into 2 here? It's 118 for 3. We're in over number 16. So the challengers have made their way into the building. More of the challengers showing up here. Let's see Majestic on the other side. You see, this promises to be a pretty strong matchup in this final upcoming after this one. 118 for 3.
So Carl, we've seen Jaspinder started with leg spin and then he has turned to bowling some seam up.
So clearly he has the ability to make some adjustments. The Deccan Challengers will take on Majestics later on this afternoon. Deccan Challengers, which includes the likes of Mohammed Amit, Brandon Jagannath, Mohammed Sajat, Stennett Gale, Rohan Nadkarni, Wilberforce Harris, Orrit Irons, John Lewis, Kuno Champaneri, to name a few. And of course on Majestics with Dirk Narayan, Chris Patidin, Andre Bisenbial, Shafiq Khan among others, Vijay Hansraj, all starting to assemble in the park. 118 still the score here at in this particular matchup, as Titans goes in search of 192 needed for victory. Big hit up and towards the mid-wicket region. Man is out in it. In fact, he doesn't prevent the ball from eluding him into the boundary, and so four to Mohit to get him off the mark, and that takes the total up to 122. Completes another over here, Len. 14 runs coming from it.
So Sempton needed from 54. Sempton needed from 54. Asking rate 7.7. And they're going at 7.6. So Sempton runs needed from 54 balls. Jalad Dua on 32 will be the man on strike, as Zishan Ahmed gets a recall here, Carl. His first spell went for 3 of his limit, 1 for 20. And now he comes back and will come into bowl to Jalad Dua. But this should be a very good contest.
So Zishan Ahmed gets a recall. He starts with a dot. And 70 runs needed from 53 balls. Asking rate 8.5 per over.
Yes, Carl. This is going to be a very good contest, and I'm talking about quality here. Jalad Dua, very prolific run-scoring machine. Zishan Ahmed, very quality fast bowler. Sliding down the leg side, Dilbag does well to stop a wide from inflicting any more damage than 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. 123 for 3. And so 69 runs needed from 53 balls, asking 7.8. And they're going at 7.6. So they have certainly brought the gaps a little bit closer in.
And this one played away for another single to Jalad Dua. So as we've seen, just his expert batsmanship, he knows when to accelerate and when to just rotate the strike. And for now, he's content to just rotating the strike, stay in the hunt, and then wait to see where he needs to put his foot on the gas. 124 for 3. With 68 needed from 52 balls.
Yes, Carl, Jalad Dua has bat very smartly so far. He has not taken any sort of undue risk. He has just been content to build an innings.
Oh! Cleaned up. Another wicket falls here. And the good work of Zishan pays off. He picks up his second wicket. It's now 124 for 4 as Mohit falls cheaply. He comes back for 4 from having faced just 4 balls. And so as we've said, Len, 1 brings you 2. And so a couple of quick wickets in the bag here for Kings 11. As the new batsman walks to the middle in the form of Janpreet Singh. While there's a break in the action, again I want to take a moment to say good afternoon to the sponsors of the CCL. They include Raj Gagi Real Estate, Sona Punjab Restaurant, Laddie Productions, Ben Gali Sweets, and Tuhi NGO. So 124 on the board. 68 more runs are required from 51 balls. Or 8.3 overs remaining. On here? Yeah. So this one is played up into the offside for a single. So but at least
I gotta tell them that again. I talked to the guy quite a bit here and there.
so Jalad back on strike. And this time he's defending.
So 3 runs and an excellent over so far, with 1 W's, and that W doesn't stand for wide, it stands for a wicket. So 3 runs in the over, 67 from 49, that's the equation. Oh, flicked away, what a shot, straight down towards backward square with all the ease in the world. Just using the pace of the ball and a very errant line from Zishan Ahmed. And the ball goes away for 4. It's 129 for 4, 63 needed from 48.
So elegantly done, makes it look so effortless, just exquisite timing. And there was a man posted at square leg line, and before he could even open his eyes, ball was already by him, and raced away to the boundary, and it got there in quick time. Takes Jalad up to 37, and the score to 129 with 17 overs completed. So with 8 overs remaining, it's 63 runs to get from 48 balls.
Yeah, lovely shot from Jalad Dua. And that's how good this man is. Doesn't look too aggressive, but when you look at his scorecard, it's 37 of 31 balls. So productivity rate is pretty much up there. And he's shepherding this chase so far. It's 129 for 4. And so 63 needed from 48 balls. Asking rate 7.8.
So Jaspinder comes back, and this one is steered away. Oh, gone for 4 more.
Yeah, we're bisecting the gap between backward point and cover. And ball racing away for 4. That's a lovely shot from Janpreet Singh. He goes up to 5 and brings the equation down to 59 needed from 47. 59 needed from 47.
Another good strike here. So Janpreet comes to the wicket and looks like a man of quality. He picks up or joins the fray. The example set by Jalad Dua so far, and already he's up to 6 from just 3 balls. 134 on the board. 58 runs needed from 46 balls. So quickly, Titans changing the equation in their favor. And this one is worked away off the square once again down towards fine leg. Man giving chase, can't stop 2. And in fact, the contemplator third knows the ultimate answer. Hardeep Singh gave good chase, and it's wides is actually the call. And so a couple of wides here to add 3 to the total. Score moves up to 137.
So Jaladua on 37. He's been among the runs again today. We're still on finish for 55 needed from 46. Jaspinder Singh picks up gives away a single up to long on. So one more run to Jaladua. He goes up to 38. It's 138 for 4. 54 needed from 45.
Whoa, up and over, gone for another maximum. And a clean strike, and we're seeing some six hitting now, and ball striking at its best.
It's a lovely shot from Janpreet Singh. He has looked the part, and Jaladua has laid a foundation. And all of a sudden, they're beginning to press on the accelerator. They're beginning to dominate now. 48 needed from 44. And the way things are going here, we could see for the first time in the game, Titans pushing ahead as Hicksville Kings 11 finding it hard to defend 48 from 44 balls.
Yes, Len, and already Janpreet up to 12 from just 4 balls, so he's going at a 300 strike rate, which is effectively 3 runs for each ball that he's faced so far. So very productive stay at the wicket to this point.
So 15 runs in that over, make that 16. And so a very good over here for Long Island Titans. They're seemingly in control. Hicksville Kings 11 needs to defend 47 for 43 balls. Still 6 wickets standing, and Jaladua in mid. And once Jaladua is there, Carl, we've seen the scorecards to dictate. Oh, that's a lovely shot over the offside. And it goes for another maximum. Jaladua goes up to 44. It brings up the 150. It's 151 for 4. And so 41 needed for 42.
And Jalad makes batting look so effortless. Len, ball outside the off stump with an offer. And he just hoisted it. He just punched almost a short jab up and over through the offside. Not a lot of exertion on his part. And it went away for another boundary. That's the third 6 he struck. 44 off 35. Jalad on the go. And another budding partnership starting here for Long Island Titans. It's 18 overs completed. 151 for 4. 41 more needed from 42 balls.
Yes, Carl, Jaladua has all the attributes of a great batsman. Would start slow, but sometimes they say it's not the start, it's where you end up. And Jaladua, at the end of any day, he brings up a big score. This is a match-winning 44 so far. We'll have to wait and see, but we've seen stranger things in cricket, Carl, but Long Island Titans shouldn't lose from here, but you never know.
It's warm.
So looks like a new bowler being introduced here, and it's Manu Hardip Singh. Hardip has been given a ball, and so he comes in. A crucial point here with wickets required.
The ball worked into the onside. Zishan makes a very good save, only a single.
So Janpreet continues to hit the ball well, and almost hitting it as if he's been the set batsman. Len, he came in and from ball 1 has been hitting it out of the center of the blade. So a man that's clearly in peak form at the moment.
Yes, Carl, and the fact is the only trouble with them hitting the 6s, and I'll tell you why. They seem to target the presentation area, and I don't know why.
I think I do, Len. I was almost to say, you guys keep quiet over there. Let the masters go to work.
And the fact is, the presentation area has some fragile equipment, the balloon, for example.
And equipment, Len, that they themselves maybe, as the wicket falls here, as Jalad nicks one, he gloves it, and Dilbag does the rest. Wicket falls here is 152 for 5.
So 152, big innings here from Jaladua comes to an end. 44 from 35 ball, 3 6s and 3 4s. And Carl, you never know how a cricket match can turn out. Hicksville Kings 11 will be pressing on, knowing that with the removal of Jaladua, we could get a little look in here. Still 40 to win from 39 as Sam Singh walks to the middle with 40 runs needed from 39 balls.
Manpreet Singh, the skipper, makes his way out to the middle, and a big wicket taken by Kings 11. So Kings 11 would have to think they're back in the hunt, as with the fall of a wicket, especially a wicket of the import of Jaladua, you would think that would give them some sense of elevation of their spirits. So clearly, now with 40 runs to get from 39 balls, it's a run a ball game. The matter now comes down to what will the rest of the batsmen look to do here. Will they get into a shell, or will they continue to hammer the ball around the ground? Certainly what we've seen from Janpreet Singh suggests that it could be the latter, where they look to go on the attack. 152 for 5, 18.3 overs gone.
So Hardeep Singh, man with the golden arm, he has removed Jaladua. Manpreet Sam Singh has come to the middle with a somewhat of a simple equation. Not so sure yet about the execution. And he gets a ball that takes him on the equipment, can't score. And Hardeep Singh Kaur, man, gets the wicket of Jaladua. It's 40 to win from 38 balls.
Yes, Len. So the match still hanging in the balance. Titans need, in fact, Kings 11 needs wickets. Titans just need to keep the scoreboard moving. Run a ball effectively is their ask. And so, good couple of deliveries here to keep things very tight for the moment.
Yes, Carl, you never know how things can go. Watch the match on Friday, England and Australia. The Australians poised at 124 for 1 and end up losing by 4 runs. So you never know how a cricket match can turn out. And that is why they tell you that when you have a chance to really put the enemy into the dirt, you've got to do that. We've seen good partnership between Amanpreet and Jaladua. And if they should go on to lose from here, let's say the Titans, if they were to lose this match, they would have to look back, in as much as Jaladua and Amanpreet Singh had given them a big flourishing partnership. They didn't bring it home. So it's 153 for 5, 39 to win from 36. 39 to win from 36. Manpreet Singh will be the man on strike. He's on 1, Janpreet is on 14. And we'll have to wait and see. Could be Bashir has been given the ball. We'll double check and confirm that. It's 153 for 5.
Gaurav. So Gaurav has been tossed the ball at the end here, and his experience being called upon here, because at this juncture wickets are what's required, as much as Kings 11 would look to try to keep things very economical. Economy won't win this game. It will come down to taking wickets, so they'll have to look to bowl Titans out, and so wickets required. And so now they've turned to Gaurav, and so far not a wicket taker to this point. He's bowled none for 33 up to now. And starts with a no ball, and so free hit is the indication. And so free hit upcoming.
So Manpreet Singh has a chance to swing for the fences. Free hit ball comes into bowl to Manpreet Singh. Singh gets some blade onto that one. Half stopped by Nuri. And they get a single. Very valuable runs here as the game comes down to run a ball.
Yes, and the ball struck very hard and almost smashing the hand away of fielder at short cover, Nouri. And so they scamper through now for an easy single. A bit of miscommunication initially, but in the end, they were able to complete the single quite comfortably.
So 36 from 34. 36 needed from 34 balls. 3 runs in the over so far. Sam is on 2. Janpreet is on 15. 36 to win from 34. Oh, big swing and a miss, and so does Dilbag, giving chase. And they're coming back, and in the end, a couple of buys here. We'll wait and see. Yes, couple of buys. Doesn't matter how they come, Carl, in this stage of the game.
And Kings 11 suddenly giving runs away. Can't afford to give away anything here. And Baga, who has been quite tidy behind the stumps all day long, missing a couple there. First couple of buys. In fact, we'll check momentarily. A swing and a miss. We'll check momentarily here to see. Looks like buys have totaled just 3, and so he's been quite tidy up to that point, keeping things tidy is Baga. Oh, gone to him, and so Manpreet swinging for the fences, loses his stump, and so now is 158 for 6, and that's what's required. Wickets are required by Kings 11, and they strike again.
So another wicket goes down, 34 to win from 31. Hicks for Kings 11, Carl. Has a fight in this contest. It's not over yet. 158 for 6. And so 34 to win from 31 balls. 34 to win from 31. Joji Babu comes to the middle. And Gaurav Grover in that over has conceded 5. He's picked up 1. And it's 158 for 6. Still 34 to win from 31.
So the new batsman is Joji Babu. He's the man on strike now, facing up against Gaurav Grover, who picks up his first wicket. And so Babu is backing across and looking to play through the outside, playing and missing. That completes the over. A successful one for Kings 11. 5 runs from it. They do pick up an important wicket, and in the end, the equation now 34 needed from 30 balls, 34 needed from 30. It's 158 for 6 with 5 overs remaining in this championship final.
Yeah. I'm telling you, this is just, they're not batting smart. Manpreet, what did Manpreet play there? Manpreet didn't bat good, Mohit Raj didn't bat good. They pressed the panic button already. The panic button has been pressed. See, look, Jalad gone out there now. I'm telling you, man, this is drastic and desperation now.
It's like a championship for you guys. We had a very rough game yesterday. Oh man, very, very rough. And you just need 4 more wickets. 4 balls can do it. It was almost the situation. We had like 7 wickets, 13 overs, 36 runs. And we lost by 6 runs.
Wow. Oh my God. So you did do this thing more than once. In
So it appears Hardeep Singh, 34 required from 30 balls. It's going to get interesting now. Janpreet Singh is on 15. He has had a few knocks in the middle, but he's batting with Joji Babu, who's just come to the crease. Interesting stage here, Carl. Sometimes it's not what you do at the start, not what you do in the middle. It's the ending that makes all the difference. It's 158 for 6 man. The ball stroked up towards the onside. That ball, very important. The applause comes up from the camp of the Hicksville Kings 11. And Hicksville, perhaps, we're in East Meadow. Hicksville is about, what, 5 miles from here? So Hardeep Singh, very important task for him, 34 needed. Oh, that's a big shot. He's picked it up well. Fielder comes around. Oh! He has palmed it over for 6.
Now, how crucial is that? Has he just popped the game over the boundary? 28 from 28. Still run a ball, but that 6 may have just changed everything.
And that's Jaspinder out there. Jaspinder had it all to do, and he looked comfortable, looked calm as he approached the ball initially, but then, as you said, Matt, just palmed it up and over.
So Janpreet Singh goes up to 21. Oh, he trying to go again with that one a little bit flatter.
And they may have 2 here because he has to run a long way in, and they scamper through for 2 easily in the end. And my word, over already, a big over for Titans.
Yes, Carl, this is a good start to the 21st over here for Titans. Not good here for Hicksville. But Hicksville up until this point had it equally interesting, but things have pulled away from them a little bit here. Janpreet, the hero so far. Oh, a full toss. He hammered this one. Has he found the gap? The fielder comes around.
Does well.
Does well to keep the ball in play. They cross for a couple of runs.
And had to come around a long way to keep the ball in play, or from crossing the boundary. Did well. And what that has resulted in is runs have now, required runs are now fewer than remaining deliveries. And so less than run a ball now the requirement for Titans.
We'll have to see how this seesaw battle of a cricket match we have will end. The Dua and Amanpreet partnership. Oh, he's gone! And I was just saying that it was a seesaw battle, and now another wicket has fallen here. And I was saying that the Dua Amanpreet partnership made it look like the Titans in a very commanding position. Then when they fell, it started going back to Hicksville. Then in this over, with a 6 and a couple of 2s, it's back to Titans, and now another wicket has fallen. 7 down, and you can't help but think, is there still something here for Hicksville Kings 11?
Yes, Matt, and we haven't seen the playland open this year, but it seems to be a roller coaster at Eisenhower Park. It's 168 for 7, Carl. Anybody's game still, 24 to win from 25 balls. The fact is, Titans are beginning to get a little bit thin here on the wickets left. 7 wickets down. It's 168 for 7.
Oh my God, this is gonna swing anyway again.
This team, yeah, finals is like anybody's game.
Well, that's what you want to see. You want to see a final that has all the ebbs and flows, has all the excitement, and as the new batsman is Groa, and so he strides to the middle, knowing that they have 3 wickets in hand, including the 2 out there, and obviously still 24 more runs to get. So it's all to do here, and it comes down to which team can best hold their nerve, and the man with ball in hand is Hardeep Singh.
Yes, Carl, it's not over until it's over. Who said that?
Must be a fat person.
Oh, wow, that's big.
Oh! They do keep it in play, but not before the batters cross for 2-3 in the end. So they come back for 3. And my word, Matt, that was an opportunity, it seemed.
Yeah, it was a good opportunity. It sounded good, but didn't get all the way to the fence. But 3 runs added to Burton's score. 21 in 4 overs less, but 7 wickets down. Steele and 2 fresh batsmen. These 2 have only faced 1 ball each. So you've got to take all of that into consideration as well, and not just the equation.
Yeah, and everyone running onto the field. Mohit Raj trying to give the batsman refreshments, and Carl, it's not only refreshments, advice.